Happy birthday.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, happy birthday, Bear.
What's going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here with a veteran of the UFC, class act, someone who just put on a master class of disrupting the UFC's plan and agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Elliott. Yeah! Put it together one time. Looking better than ever, Tim.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Of course. Me and Rampage were watching the fight, and we were like, God damn, this guy's amazing. I mean, you really went out there and put on a show for us.
Yeah, man. I knew it was going to be a tough one. I usually don't have to, being a flyweight, I rarely have to worry about one-shot knockout guys. And it's different going into a fight where you see guys sleeping people over and over again. I mean, at your weight class, it's a little bit more. Yeah. There's a lot more of that. But in the flyweight division, I've never fought anyone like that before. So it added a little bit of a danger factor. It kind of kept my anxiety high the whole time.
Yeah. It's always nerve-wracking when you fighting somebody like, hey, this guy can put me to sleep if I make a mistake.
Yeah, the only other guy that I fought like that was Jens Pulver. When I got to fight him, I watched his highlight reels, and all the other guys that I fought, there's hardly any tape on them. But then I watched Jens Pulver, and he's knocking out guys in the UFC at 155 pounds. And man, I felt like I was fighting with cinder blocks on my feet because I was terrified when I went in there.
Yeah, he's a dog, man.
Yeah, Jens Pulver is a legend.
Yeah, I made my career.
Really?
Yeah, well, that fight got me in. I had one fight after that and then right to the UFC.
Oh, wow.
So you were a multiple-time champion in, what was it, Titan?
Yep. I got fired from the UFC and then went right to Titan FC, and I fought 3 really good opponents. Probably my 3 best fights ever. I didn't have that strain of worrying about being in the UFC. I was just like, I'm probably not going to make it as a fighter. I'm just going to go out and have fun. And man, when I started having fun, then I was like, oh shit, maybe I am going to make it as a fighter.
So a lot of people talk about one of your probably challenging fights was after the Ultimate Fighter, I believe, 2017-16 when you fought Demetrius Johnson, good friend of ours here, coming into the UFC. I think it was your second fight, right?
That was in 2016, so that was that would have been my first fight back into the UFC after getting fired. Got it. So I got fired, and then they did the Tournament of Champions for the Ultimate Fighter, and I got on there, and my management team kind of was like, you shouldn't do that. You're going to be back in the UFC. They don't have any flyweights. All the good ones are in this tournament. But I just wanted to try it, and ended up winning. But the last thing the UFC wanted was some old washed up dude that just got fired to win a show that has a bunch of young champions on it. So again, like you said earlier, I'm good at winning when I'm not supposed to. And then, I lose when I'm supposed to win. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
How you get fired from the UFC? You've been talking shit about Dana?
No, just losing. I lost 3 in a row. It sucks because my first fight in, I fought John Dodson. He was the #1 guy in the world. He just knocked out TJ Dillashaw. I had a really good fight. And then, Sean Shelby in the van was like, man, if you fight like that, if you lose, you can fight 100 times. If you fight like that and lose, you'll always have a job. And then I lost 2 more, and they were like, that's it. So
yeah, that's why I hate it. That's why I hate about it because when you lose 2 fights in a row, now you fighting kind of cautious.
Every time.
It's not a good look.
But getting fired from the UFC took that away. I stopped worrying so much about trying to be what I thought a good fighter was, or trying to be a martial artist. And I just started doing what got me there in the first place, which is just being goofy and having fun and really trying to enjoy myself. And I'm so much better in there if I can have fun, because if it's not fun for me, then I don't want to do it.
Right.
That's a hard thing though, huh? Knowing that every time you fight, not only do you have to win the fight, but then you could potentially lose your career. It's a lot of pressure.
It's true. And so when I had my contract before, I lucked into a new contract because I took a fight to fight Suma Darja. I took it on short notice. So I lucked into a contract, and in the negotiation, I just wanted 100,000 flat. I was like, can I get $100,000 flat? And they're like, no, we'll give you this and this. And then I haven't lost since then. So it ended up paying more, but I was hoping to just get a flat rate. I feel like I'm a flat rate fighter because I know I'm a realist. I know I'm not going to win every time. I know if I'm on, I could beat anybody. But also, I get subbed by women and children every week training. So I know that I can be beat as well. So I was really hoping to get the flat rate. I didn't get it, but I ended up making more money. If you win, then you're making more money anyway.
Do you talk for yourself, or you have a management?
I have a man. Jason House is my manager now.
Okay, yeah.
Jason House is amazing.
Iridium,
one of my favorite guys. We work with a lot of their guys. We have Barga and Jaxxon are always in here. They spent 4th of July with us. It's cool, too, having a good relationship with the manager because we're able to see that up-and-coming talent. We got that Santiago kid who's been training with Coach Brillo. He's now going to be on UFC Noche. So it's cool to see like the talent and then see how he operates with people. You talk about negotiating, though, with your contracts. What does something like that look like? Because we always hear different UFC fighters talk to us about working with Dana, working with the UFC. Rampage has been so vocal about pride and this and all these organizations. What was your kind of, what's been your feeling so far about working on your deals?
Man, I try to stay out of it now, but it's because I have Jaxxon. Before I had a lower level manager and he was doing what he could, but he just didn't really know. And, now Jaxxon he's friends with the matchmakers. He's around the scene all the time. So I feel like I get decent treatment no matter what, just because, like you said, he's everywhere. He's got a bunch of young guys. When I first signed with Jaxxon, they had a thing where he didn't want his guys to fight each other. But I was like, dude, you have half the roster at Flyweight. I was like, I'm not going to sign with you and you should want us to fight each other. You're going to get paid on both ends. Like that doesn't bother me, but it would bother me to take out a huge chunk of competition. So, man, I've been lucky. Like my whole career, I've had good management, I have good coaches. Even all the negative things that have happened, it's all ended up being, just had really good people around me and taking care of me.
Yeah. Speaking of coaches, was it Glory MMA?
Yep.
James? Mm-hmm. And what did he, I don't know the whole story and you don't have to go into detail, but you trained under him or with him during the time he got in trouble for gambling?
Yeah. I've trained under him for pretty much my whole career and with him, cornered him in his fights. Him and I got started together, like our UFC journey. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but he's still my mentor. I talk to him every day. The house that I live in is in his name. Like he's been a guy that's taken care of me through, and even with all the negative stuff that I think he just had too much on his plate. You could take everything away from James Krause and in 2 years he'll be a millionaire. There's no way, there's nothing that he can't turn into MMA. I think it was just too much for him. And again, I don't know the ins and outs. All I know is they just called me one day and was like, hey, you can't train here anymore. And I was like, what? You can't tell me where I can train? Turns out they can.
Why can they tell you where to train? What is the reasoning?
They just said that if I trained at that gym that I wouldn't have a job anymore.
But what ends up, and I don't want to start any controversy, but what ends up happening? Like a coach can bet on fighting or bet on fighters that he trains, or they're not allowed to bet at all. Do you know?
That's the thing is I have no idea. And there was a little bit of I had an FBI call at one time that didn't really tell me anything or what was going on. They just asked me some questions, but I think it was trying to see if I had some sort of gambling account, but I was like, you can look at all my shit. It's obvious that I never made a dime. I don't even like to bet on my friends because I'm so unlucky. If I bet on you, you're for sure gonna fucking lose. So
I feel the same way sometimes.
It kills me because I would love to put some money on my the only money I ever won gambling was when Robert Follis killed. I went to a fight in Canada. My guy didn't show up to weigh-ins, so I didn't get a fight, and I wasn't going to get my show money. This was before they were giving guys show money, but I bitched and cried about it. And luckily James Krause was there. He got me my show money. My coach never showed up. He ended up hiking in the mountains in Las Vegas and shooting himself in the head.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. Robert Follis. I was waiting on him. I paid extra to get him there that day and he never showed up. And then I was calling people in Vegas hey man, where is this guy? And they're like, he's with you in Canada. And James was the first one that said something. He was like, bro, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen to me? And I was like, man, if your kid died. And he goes, man, if my kid died, I would fucking call you and say, hey, I'm not going to be there. He's like, something bad happened. So we kind of knew that right away. But 2 weeks later, I got a fight at 35. They gave me a layup fight, and I showed up. I won that fight. I got a bonus, and I put my show money on myself to win. So the only money I ever won gambling, I bet 20 grand on myself one time to win. And that's the only gambling money I've ever won.
Yeah, I heard that you are only allowed to bet on yourself to win.
Not
they stopped
now.
they stopped
now,
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a quote right here that says, I make more money gambling on MMA than I do anything else. He said that most of his fighters only make $12,000 to $14,000 a fight and about twice the sum if they win. And then he said, quote, I have some guys making 20s, but even that you get 10% of 20 grand. That's only $2,000. I'm on the road every weekend, Wednesday to Sunday. And I don't want to get deep into this, but that kind of makes sense. How is this guy supposed to make money? And he was one of the top up and coming coaches. Obviously, he did amazing for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a crazy quote because I just Googled it right now. So it's
So he was betting against some of his fighters.
See, that's the thing is I don't really
knows.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't even think like what I've got from it, like what he was doing wasn't even technically illegal, but he bragged about it, about how easy it was to take this money and how anybody could do it. And I think that irritated, people don't like white collar crimes. If he'd have just beat up his girlfriend or something, he would still be in the UFC. But he took some money from some rich people and, they don't like that.
Why is it called white collar?
Because it's like you're not hurting anybody.
Like a business crime. Like
so what's a blue collar? I never understood that.
Like assaulting if I beat up my girlfriend or molested my child, that's like a
blue collar.
Yeah.
Why is it called blue collar though?
I don't know.
Like working man to businessman. I
don't know.
I could be way off on that, but I know there's lots of fighters who have assaulted people and gotten DUIs or beat up their girlfriends, and they're still in the UFC, no problem.
I low-key think that a blue-collar crime and a white-collar crime are the same, though. I think they're both like financial services
Really?
type
Let's
of
look
like.
that up. 'Cause I need to learn
I could be off on that.
Hey, but he did. Before I looked that up, though, he did say in this interview, and I've never seen this before, that he launched a Discord.
Yeah.
For gambling,
Yep.
and he has like 2,000 subscribers. So
and
he's
people
like,
paid monthly,
and they pay monthly. So he's making a fortune now.
I think that's where the big bulk of the money came from. But again, I don't know the answer. Man, I'm just a fighter. I'm a fighter and a dad, and that's literally all I do, and it's all I've ever done. I had 9 years of college. I have an associate's and 2 bachelor's degrees. I've never worked a day in my life. Never had a job. It's just been fighting, and it's just been great for me because I get to spend so much time with my kid.
I'm gonna ask you about how he was as a coach, but to answer that question, I think you are right. Blue collar crimes are typically physically and often violent offenses like assault, theft, or drug trafficking. White collar crimes are non-violent financial offenses like fraud, embezzlement, insider trading, committing business or government professionals. The term comes from the attire of the office, so white collars versus manual laborers.
Yeah, let me weigh in on something here. I think the main reason why they're trying to crack down on one individual getting so much power and with gambling and stuff, because think about this, a lot of lower level MMA guys probably not making that much money, right? So what if this one guy is smart enough and can be just like, hey, you lose here, you can make here, you lose here, you do this, you lose in the first round, you lose. What if they, orchestrate that and then...
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. And even now with the legality, I don't know how anybody would know if I was betting or not. Like, they don't have access to my phone. So I think it's like the honor system. But again, I don't think it was anything except for he was kind of bragging about it. But again, he's not even a MMA coach anymore, and he's still the best coach in the world as far as I'm concerned.
How good was he as a coach?
Unbelievable. I said it in interviews before all this happened. So I moved to Las Vegas to train with Robert Follis, and then when he killed himself, I went back to train with James in Las Vegas. The reason why I left James originally was I asked him like, hey man, what do you want as a coach? And he was talking about phone stores and all this shit, but nothing was, saying like, I want to coach you to be a world champion. So I went and asked Coach Follis. I was like, hey man, like, what do you want as a coach? And he said, I want to coach world champions, and that's it. And he said, I think you can be one. So I packed my shit and I moved to Vegas. But after that, when Follis killed himself, James came up and he was like, hey man, I want to coach a world champion. So I packed my shit and I moved back to Kansas City. And then people were asking why. And I was like, look, man, I'm old. I'm never going to be able to out-train Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno's young. He's tough. I'm never going to be able to out-train him. The only way I'm going to beat a guy like Brandon Moreno is by having a coach like James Krause to help me game plan to beat a guy like this. And then next thing I know, fucking Brandon Moreno's in the gym training in Kansas City. I'm like, fuck, like now what am I going to do? Like,
did you train with him?
Yeah, quite a bit.
He's a great guy, huh?
He's a great guy, man. Even on the Ultimate Fighter TV show, when him and Pantoja fought first, they beat the shit out of each other. And I was like, well, both these guys are out. Like neither one of them you can't fight like that 4 times in 4 weeks. But I gravitated to Brandon Moreno. And after the show, I called my dad. I called James Krause. I was like, hey, this kid's going to be the UFC champion. And both my dad and James were like, not a chance. But I could tell just the little bit I trained with him, I knew for a fact he was going to be a champion.
And he had really good work ethic.
And he's tough. And he's a super nice guy. But I think he's delusional in the sense that he thinks that he could beat anybody at any given time, and it's not. And he's not wrong. It's like a good delusion. I wish I had more of that. I'm too much of a realist. I'm like every single fight, I'm like, well, this guy could definitely beat me. But I don't think Brandon Moreno thinks anybody's going to beat him at any time. And he trains that way too. Like training with him it's like car crashes over and over and over again.
When you say he's delusional, Do you feel that you're saying that in a way, and I'm not starting controversy again, and
You
not trying to be,
starting controversy. I
to
see
be
it.
negative. Not trying to be negative, but when you say he's delusional, do you give him at least a little bit of credit though to the fact that he already got the belt, so he feels like at that point he's already the highest?
No,
of the
even
highest?
before that.
This was before he was a champ?
The way that he trains, delusional may be the wrong. Yeah, I don't have that, but you can just see the way that he carries himself. Like he's a champion, and that was before he was the champion. He carried it like that. Yeah, that was not me taking a slide at him. I was saying I wish
I could see that.
No. He's trying to.
No. Because I think that the word, to be honest, I think the word delusional was wrong. I think he just has this because he's a very kind and polite dude, actually. So I don't think he ever looks at someone and goes, "Oh, I don't think you're a good fighter."
It's warranted.
I'm either starting controversy or I'm glazing. Come on.
We're
both friends with Brandon Moreno.
Yeah,
He's a good dude. So I got to clear the air.
Any feelings that he had or thoughts that he had is warranted. I mean, obviously he became the champion after that, and probably will be champion again.
Great. This guy's glazed. All he thinks about is Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, hell.
You know what I'm saying? That's all he does is think about eating.
He's trying to start up a controversy, then he started glazing.
Hey, you need to stop.
If I get to chance to fight Brandon Moreno, that just means I'm doing well. So I'll take whatever I can get.
Bro, after your last fight, I mean, they should be letting you fight whoever it is you want. I want to talk to you a little bit about your coach, though. We've heard some training programs and some of the things that have helped you kind of stay in shape and stay at the top of your game. You said like Brandon Moreno was in Kansas City. How does the relationship work with him going from Mexico to Kansas City or from Kansas City back to Mexico? Were you involved in that or your coach?
James was. I had no involvement in it, just being a training partner. But as soon as he was the champion at that time. So I knew my odds of fighting him were slim. And if I do get the chance, then like I said, good things are happening for me. So him coming to the gym just made it. I mean, now I have a world champion to train with every day, and not just a world champion, somebody who takes care of his partners. Like you said, he's just a good dude. He's a good family guy. Like he's a guy I could go hang out with after training, like beat the shit out of each other and then go have lunch. But even on The Ultimate Fighter, I did the same thing. I saw how good he was. I knew that he was out of the tournament. So I was like, this is going to be my guy. I'm going to train with this guy as much as I can. And Brandon helped me win the show, not only with training, but him and Pantoja took each other out of the tournament because their fight was such a banger. You know, you can't fight like that. It's not sustainable for 4 weeks.
Have you ever trained with Pantoja?
Just on The Ultimate Fighter briefly. He was on the other squad, so not as much as Brandon. But I mean, he was a #1 seed on the show, and it was well justified. He's the best, man. He's good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the flyweight division gets like the respect it deserves? Like I looked through some of the classic fights. I've looked through some of the legends that we've had on the pod, and now guys like you who are vets in the game who are still able to mollywop some of these future superstars. Do you feel like the division's finally getting the respect it deserves?
Man, it's had some ups and downs. At one time, they were gonna do away with it, and then they had the little tournament, and then I think the guys that they thought were gonna win didn't do as well. I mean, yeah, Uncle Creepy was smacking Demetrius Johnson's ass on one of the
Ian McCall, for all those fans who don't know who Uncle Creepy is. Ian McCall, South County legend.
Yeah. Is that the worst fight name, Uncle Creepy, or the best?
Well, I don't know. That's a fine line.
That's crazy. That's a crazy.
I have a daughter, so I don't know how many Uncle Creepies I want around.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Pasadena, OC. So he was really good friends with one of my best friends, Corey DePass and Nick Shea and all these guys down here. So when he was fighting in the UFC, everybody was going nuts because he was friends with Shane Del Rosario. There was a huge crew of them down here, and they would all train. And so we all watched him fight DJ. It was nuts. I remember that fight.
Yeah, and I think he trained with the coach I train with now, Chris Brennan. I don't think he does anymore, but I know they were close. And he
Chris
trained
Brennan?
Yeah.
That's your boy, right? You guys were like best friends, right?
West Side Strangler.
Or no?
Or South Side Strangler? Some kind of strangler.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, were you guys best friends?
Southside
Southside. Yeah. The Strangler. Were you guys best friends?
No, he trained me for my Sakuraba fight.
And what happened?
I don't want to go into it because he gets mad about it.
Well, let's hear it because you made a weird face, so stand on business, brother.
Well, Chris Brennan's a good guy.
No, but Orange County has a lot of history, so Ian McCall was definitely a part of that history.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue about the division.
So I think Demetrius Johnson being the champ for so long kind of stagnated it because he was, nobody could compete with him. He was slamming guys on the ground and flying armbar, and he was pulling off submissions and finishing guys, and it seemed like nobody was going to be able to take that throne, and him going and making the swap with, what was it, Ryzen to get Ben Askren. Ended up being a good thing for the division. And then
There's one championship.
Yeah, one
Ben
championship.
Askren for Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. And then the Ultimate Fighter TV show came around, and it was all champions. It was a bunch of good guys on the show, which I think really helped the division. And then, except for me winning it, obviously was, it was good for me, but I don't know how good that is for. They wanted a young, champion to win the show. They wanted Brandon Moreno or Pantoja or Yoni Sherbatov. The number 2 seed was this Canadian guy, Yoni Sherbatov, and I don't even know what happened to him or how he was seeded number 2, but he just disappeared. But yeah, I think right now it's the best that it's ever been for the flyweights.
What about your experience on that show? Was it, you think it was something life-changing, or you feel like it was just another part of your career?
Man, I was a miserable prick the whole time on the show. Honestly, when it was over, I called my grandma right away, and I was like, hey, I don't know how I'm going to look when this thing comes out, because I had to make weight 4 times in 4 weeks. And I pretty much would just go all day without eating. I drink whiskey and tea at night, get up in the morning, drink whiskey and coffee in the morning. I didn't really drink that much before the show. And then just to sustain my weight and handle living in a house with a bunch of because I already had a baby and a home and lived by myself. And I was staying with guys that were not doing their dishes and pissing on the toilet seats. So for me, I was just miserable the whole time. Obviously it helped my career. And now looking back, it was one of the best experiences of my life. Yeah. But when I was in it, I was like, fuck this, man.
Yeah. When you're on TV, you have to be entertaining if you want to be successful and, go far. And I just tell my family, look, I'm just being entertaining. Don't, and my family know me. They know the real me, right? So yeah, you had to call your grandmother and just say,
but they did really, man, when I seen the little bit of me on the show, I was like, they can make you look how you are, or they can make you look good. And I thank God they made me look way better than I was, because I would be tired and shitty from cutting weight. So when the cameras would come in, I would just get naked, and they would be they would have to leave. So then anytime didn't want the cameras around, I would just strip down. They would be like,
that's smart.
Naked what do you mean? That's the craziest inside tip. That's the greatest trick I've ever heard in the history of reality TV.
That's smart. You can't show that. So you be free balling right in front of the camera. You didn't care. Footage all out there. See, Bear?
Just to get some time.
He's confident in himself.
I was confident too, Rampage. I just never done reality TV.
I just want you to know something. True story. You might not want to touch that part of the table.
Oh, shit.
This guy's out of his mind.
Bear put his balls on the table.
That's crazy.
That's true story. On his birthday, he said, I got
today?
Yeah, today. He said, I'm in my birthday suit, my cock and balls. And he set him on the table
Everybody
here.
was making fun of Rampage because he's known for having a small pecker. They call him Piccolo Pete around
That's
town.
True.
So because of that, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's been a rough week for him.
Listen,
he's been live streaming, doing a lot of live streams.
No. It's been a lot of misinformation been spread about me.
What misinformation about you?
It's been a lot of misinformation spread about me.
Language?
No.
Is this your wife or your girlfriend?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the language, but he got a small pecker.
No, I do not.
So it's been spreading all over TikTok.
She's dating a flyweight.
It's a flyweight. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Hey,
that's the craziest.
They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying.
Hey, the misinformation has been proven to be valid. He's got a small pecker.
All right, I'm gonna have to see this thing.
Hello.
No. It's been a lot of misinformation been spread about me recently, and this is the last straw. This is one I would not stand for. I do not have a small. I have a boyfriend penis.
So you like boyfriends. So your boyfriend told you got a penis, and now you're excited about that. Brother, keep all your information to yourself.
My girl told me it's a boyfriend penis, which means
you better figure out if that's a real girl or not.
She just
Last
said
time
it don't
you came
hurt.
back from Thailand,
she said,
we don't know what you've been doing.
I got a tiny asshole, so all penises are big to me.
No,
oh my. Yo,
I'm just a little guy.
Whoa. Hey, yo.
I really like what he be saying.
I know you like that.
Funny. You funny.
Hey, you just made Bear your best friend.
Yeah, you funny. Because listen, bro, you a veteran who's still enjoying his time. And in the cage, you show that you still enjoy your time here, and you're not being salty, and you're not being ungrateful, and you could see even through the fans' eyes that you love fighting still. That's what I love. Right when you beat this dude, you sat in the cage, you took out your mouthpiece, you looked at Joe Rogan, and you said, "Man, I love this."
I do, man. That was the hardest part about being gone. And I said something in an interview about how I only had $600 in my bank account, and then people were like, "Oh, this motherfucker spent all." I have real estate, and I just didn't have it. I hadn't fought in 600 days. So
how long?
600 days. So
you have not fought in 600 days.
Before that fight, it was over 600 days. So I was living on the paycheck that I had before that. So I was dwindling down to my last dollar. But man, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And even the making the weight, and I used to not enjoy, and I learned this from James Krause too. He told me, he's like, man, one thing I wish that I would have done more was enjoy the time when I was out, when we go to these cities, because I would go and cut weight and just sit in a hotel room and be kind of like a bum. And now, man, I'm going out. Anybody that wants to take a picture, get an autograph signed, I'm seeing the cities, I'm walking. I'm not just sitting around in the hotel room, like waiting for the fight to come around. I'm going out there and enjoying my time. And, you know, cause fuck, I got to go fight in Abu Dhabi a couple times. I got to fight in New Zealand. The last fight was in Chicago. I never really spent any time there. I love Chicago.
Nice.
Man, I heard bad things about Chicago.
It's dangerous.
I loved it. I didn't see any of that. Obviously I was in Wicker Park and then downtown. So maybe there's just not.
It's a place in Chicago called Wicker Park?
Wicker.
Oh my God, bro, you are just out of it.
Well, I never heard of Wicker Park.
I'm starting to believe all the information I've been seeing about you on TikTok. This is crazy work.
Wow, really?
No.
I'm gonna have to get TikTok.
Oh, bro, you got to see some of the stuff we've been seeing with
There's a lot of
Rampage.
misinformation.
A lot of misinformation. You got to be careful with that. Run that
That's
thing through
the
Chat
internet,
GPT. You see what's real, what's fake.
Did you get the Chicago style pizza?
I did.
Deep dish or thin crust?
I did both.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Again, I'm from where I'm living in Kansas City, though. There's not a lot of good food except for barbecue. That's about all we got. So, yeah, man, the food was great. The architecture was cool. Like even the lamp posts and shit in Chicago, they're not just metal poles. They're all ornate. Like somebody that had a real skill came and did the architecture and the structure there. So, you know, I'm a hayseed from Kansas.
Did you flick the bean?
I didn't this time. We didn't even see it this time.
Oh, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Hey, you took DJ, who's one of our, athletes for Jaxxon and Santos Studio. He's also a great friend to us. Him and MMA Guru have an amazing show together. And one thing that I love about what they've been doing is they always talk about fighters. And one thing they talk about, and I've seen before, is people like yourself, a veteran, who could push people to the brinks. You know what I mean? Like push buttons.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I'm doing right now, pushing buttons. You took DJ
You're
to the brink.
you're trying to bait me, ain't you?
No, not at all.
I see right through you.
But I saw you take DJ to the brinks. And that's one of the greatest fighters of all time. And me personally, and I don't know Rampage, I'll speak for myself, I think he is the GOAT.
Oh,
I think he
100%.
is. And I want to say real quick, just to touch on that, because of the way he treats people outside of the cage, that's one aspect. But what he did in the cage is undeniable. But you combine those two, and that truly is that Muhammad Ali GOAT figure.
Yeah.
Kindest, nicest guy.
Glazing.
Why can't I ever say anything nice about our people?
You fucking glazing.
That's glazing?
Did you see when Mighty Mouse trained death sentence?
What's going on there? Golly.
But talk to me about that fight. You took him to the brinks, and then we'll talk about that.
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
know
sorry.
you like seeing him in the tights.
I hate it because I've been a little guy my whole life, and I always, people are like, oh, I'll fuck you up because you're a little guy. I hate that mentality, and that's, in the United States, it's always bigger is better. But I will say this about Mighty Mouse. When he got in the elevator with me when we were going down to weigh-ins, I looked down on his head, and I looked at my dad, I'm gonna fucking kill this little motherfucker. Like, he's so little.
God,
but
dude.
goddamn, if he wasn't, he was just so much better than me. It wasn't fair. Like, I could be bigger and faster and stronger. Not that I was faster, but it wouldn't have mattered. He's just so much better of a skilled fighter than I am. But yeah, I'm going to be able to fight. And if I don't know, I could have fought Demetrius Johnson for 20 rounds. He would have beat my ass for 20 rounds, but that was a fight that I could have kept on fighting. Undeniably I want to say the best guy I fought, because John Dodson is right up there with him. I think he just maybe game plan wasn't as good because he's like Demetrius Johnson except for has a knockout power.
He don't have knockout power, DJ.
Have you seen DJ fight?
Yeah.
He got knockout power.
I don't know because
John Dodson packs a wallop.
Yeah,
he's like DJ except for hits harder.
yeah, DJ he has a lot of fights go to decisions.
Yeah.
What makes you what do you think that makes him so good, DJ?
Man. I think he's a student of the game. Even still now, he's not fighting. He's doing jiu-jitsu, and he's beating good jiu-jitsu guys. I went and did the EBI, the Eddie Bravo International, and I've never went into a fight and thought like, oh shit, this is scary. Like, it's exciting, but I always know that I can compete. I went to that EBI and was watching these professional grapplers grapple, and they were fucking snapping arms and ripping on shit. And I was watching, I was like, dude, I'm going to get fucking hurt here. One of these guys is going to hurt me. And I'm not, I came up here for a couple $1,000s. I don't want to risk my career for, the winner gets 10 G's and that'll change some of these guys' life. But for me, I'm like, I'm get hurt doing this. But to see I think he could go and do anything. He just seems like that guy that he could put his time into it. He's going to be good at it. I don't know about his video game status, but I hear he's really good at that. When him and I fought, he paused his live stream, came and fought me for 5 rounds, and then went back and entered back into his video game stream. Didn't turn it off. He kept his stream going while he fought me, and then came back and finished his game.
What, in the locker room?
I guess they're saying he had a live Twitch going the whole time while I was waiting, while him and I were fighting.
Oh, he's devious.
Yeah.
I just texted him. I said, Tim Elliott's on the pod. He said, tell him I said hi and congrats on everything. Tim's a great dude.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse is one of those guys for everybody out there that likes pushing himself. So like that's why he does jiu-jitsu. He ain't doing it for any glory or trying to chase some world championship. He's doing it just because he loves martial arts.
He's a real student
like
of the
Death
sport.
Sentence. Now let's talk about Death Sentence. Did you see what he was doing with Death Sentence? Pull that up. This is Mighty Mouse and Death Sentence sparring in the gym. What's going on here, Rampage? What are you seeing Death Sentence do? You could see his striking is just inevitably
the only thing
different.
I'm saying Death Sentence do is embarrass himself.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, I'm just
He's a martial artist.
Well,
at
I'm
the
just
highest
keeping it
level.
real. I'm just
Not
keeping it
everybody's as good as you. He is Death Sentence. But look at Mighty Mouse's defense. Why isn't he throwing anything?
Because he feels sorry for Death Sentence.
Okay.
I can see him smiling in there.
Pull up the video of Death Sentence in the Ring of Glory over there in the woods when Mighty Mouse just was going nuts on him. Did you see Mighty Mouse training him in the cage?
I seen him yelling at him briefly. I just watched some clips of it. I didn't know it was a real thing that went on this long.
Do you train any fighters or anybody?
No, I don't. Man, I can't get into the coaching. I've seen so many like guys not pay their coaches and coaches. It's just a selfless, I don't have it. I'm too sensitive. I get my feelings hurt too easy. If I'm coaching you and you lose, like I'm losing with you to a point to where it's unbearable. And when you win, it's hard for me to keep my excitement contained. I don't have the mental fortitude.
It's not for everybody.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm too soft.
Could you coach a fighter?
No,
No?
because I don't have patience.
But all joking aside, that day with Eric Nixick and TJ and myself, you really did show me some good stuff.
I show you some stuff right here, but I ain't finna dedicate my life to coaching somebody.
I could run a practice, but coaching is different than running a practice, and I just don't got. My 10-year-old daughter hurts my feelings on a. You know what I mean? Like I can't be having grown men hurt my feelings, or I can't want it more than you want it. For you. Like it's hard enough just being a fan of some of these guys.
What do you got plans to do after you retire?
Man,
you haven't thought about it yet?
I don't think I'm going to retire. The UFC will have to fire me.
Yeah, but after you're done fighting,
bare knuckle.
Oh, wow.
You're just gonna keep fighting till the wheels fall off.
At least as long as I can. I've never taken in. Well, Kai caught me twice in that fight where it hurt me, but my whole career I've only been hit really hard like 3 times. I never had one of those shots where it like takes a little piece away from you. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of guys do that.
You believe in that? Like somebody get knocked out bad and it's like... Man,
I think it was Emmett and Ricardo Lamas when they fought, when my coach killed himself and I didn't end up getting the fight. I'm sitting cage side for that fight. And
I'm sorry. He just says it like so freely.
Well, it was a tragic accident in his life, I'm sure, but he's probably been able to get through it.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
I lived with the guy. Yeah.
How long ago was this?
It's been several years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
years, at least.
So you made peace with it?
Yeah. Well, even then, like, even if I kind of wish he would have just not let me pay him and shit if he was just going to go and off himself. But he's the coach, who am I to tell him what to do? If he wants to kill himself, that's on him. He was a guy that I looked to for advice. And honestly, if somebody called and was like, hey, one of your people is going to kill themselves, I'll give you 100 guesses. He would have not been on that list.
Do anybody know why he did it?
I heard money things, but I was trying to invest in a gym with him, so he wouldn't accept any money from me. I don't know, but he didn't.
It's like a last moment
thing. He didn't talk about it or complain about it. He just was supposed to show up in Canada and hiked up in the mountains and shot himself in the head.
He didn't leave a note or nothing. Whenever I hear about this, I always wonder why. Why? What is it that pushed people over the edge? And a lot of times people don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
a lot of people are battling demons, and people are battling demons that are inside of them that they use joking and comedy and fighting and things of aggression or things of just laughter to not show it. But a lot of people live behind the wall. A lot of people are battling things from when they were kids. It's crazy too, and not to go too deep on this, but like I think a lot of people have a big problem with talking about problems. Yeah. And that's the
being
biggest
like
issue.
I said, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to be a coach. I seen him put his whole life into guys and then, not get enough out of it in return. Not saying that's why he killed himself, but there's just not enough return for me. The satisfaction of seeing your guy do well, but in MMA, man, you could do everything right and still go out there and lose. And
men's mental health is very serious,
Yeah.
And I think we should really pay more attention to it, because a lot of us, man, we do go through a lot of stuff. It's like a lot of pressure on us to provide and protect and do all this stuff, and we don't get enough credit for it. And
the problem with social media too, everybody's competing. Everybody's got a better life to look at. Everybody's got something else to compare to. Everybody's girl wants something more. Like the days of everybody being okay with what they have and being grateful are gone. There's always something more. There's always more laps to go in the race. No one's ever finished. The hardest thing to do, I think, and then we'll move on from this subject. The hardest thing I think is to be able to find someone you're comfortable in enough to be vulnerable, talk to, get it out. Because sometimes all you got to do is just hear it, and then it gets out of your body. Just like manifesting greatness, right? Sometimes you just got to say it and believe it. McGregor said that, but I truly do believe things like that.
Yeah, we make fun of our friends sometimes when they tell us stuff. Like, man, quit being a bitch, man. Like, pull your panties up,
Exactly.
Maybe
that's what I thrive in that. Like if you're being too kind, I'm like, it's weird. I'm a negative reinforcement guy. I know not everybody's that way. Like my daughter is not that way. It's you got to positive reinforce her, but I don't mind get your shit together. Let's, I need that. Like somebody go motherfucker go in my face. But the older you get in MMA, the harder that is to find. Plus, again, that's a job that nobody wants to fucking do. Nobody wants to have to tell a grown man to get his shit together. Like that's why I couldn't be a coach.
Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of things people don't realize also too about the division and fighting, and specifically your division too, being a lighter division, the nutrition, the diet, specifically in MMA, takes a toll on your body. Talk to me about the biggest difference between nutrition and diet and training from when you first started to where kind of sports science is now.
Man, it's crazy because I remember even in wrestling, it was eating salads and eating fruit and, not having bread. And now it's the diet that I do fight week it's not necessarily healthy, but it works. It's just no salt, no sugar, no carbs, no fruit, no vegetables, high protein, high fat. And I just do that for the week, but I come in on fight week on Tuesday, about 152 usually, and then make weight on Friday, 126. And it's like clockwork for me now. It's not been harder for me the older that I got. It's actually gotten easier because I have the UFC PI. And I trust them to the fullest and I do exactly what they say, which is scary. But I'm like, look, if I do exactly what you say and I miss weight, then I'll put it on you. Not that it works. It would still be my fault. But I trust them completely. And man, my weight cuts are, I don't want to say they're easy or they're perfect, but if it was a weight cutting competition, I would be the champion of the world. I mean, really? I make weight, like I do it right. And I do it, I don't want to say easy, but I only have like 2 or 3 hours of real struggle. Like I get up the morning of and cut, and well, I'm eating, the PI has me eating all the way up until the day before. And I'm drinking the Thursday, I drink a gallon before noon, and then I cut my water, and it just, man, it sheds right off me.
What's the most weight you ever cut?
See, I don't know. It's usually from the 52 to 26 is pretty regular for me, but I don't do I get up the morning of, I don't cut any the night before. I just get up the morning of, and it's usually 4 or 5 pounds, and I'm fine until that last pound, and then I get weak, and then it's easy, man.
Yeah, I never like to cut weight.
Well, I see some of these guys that are coming in and they're sauna suiting on Tuesday, and I'm like, dude, are you not gonna fucking drink any water this whole week? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand those people that do that, because whatever you losing, you're gonna drink and put it right back on. You gotta do it again.
And then you're just losing your minerals and shit.
Yeah, and then you just gotta keep putting yourself through all that trauma. Stupid.
Yeah, I used to kind of try to do that, like fudge a little bit, so I would see a lower number. But man, now I trust my coaches and I trust the PI, and it's worked out. And it's hard. It's hard to trust people that you don't really know, that aren't there all the time. But I know I don't know shit, because we were eating salads and stuff thinking that was going to be good. But that fiber just retains water, fruit retains water, sugar retains water. Everything that I was doing when I was younger was couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
One huge comment we always get in the Jaxxon podcast Discord is the glory days of the Ultimate Fighter, like when Rampage was a coach, and Chael Sonnen, the greatest fighter of all time, being on that show, and everything that he's done. Why do you make that face?
Chael.
I love Chael Sonnen. He's one of the greatest.
That's why he won't even call you back.
He's never lost a fight, so you need to stop. He is truly undefeated. But you were on it during the pinnacle of its heyday. Do you think it can shake things up to get back to where it was at? And then Rampage, I want to ask you about this too.
I mean, I hope so. I think things kind of go full circle. Like it's, wrestlers are good for a while, then it's jiu-jitsu, and then like traditional striking starts to take over. So I think eventually we're going to get back to, and that's the only way I can stick around is like, I'm not a martial artist. I'm a fighter. And if you're trying to martial arts me, I'm going to fuck you up. I don't like, that's my mentality. Like if you're martial arting and I'm fighting, I'm going to win. Cause at the end of the day, it's not a martial arts contest. It's an ass kicking contest. And I like to fight and I'm good at it. But if I tried to make it a martial arts competition, Kai would have knocked me out. If I would have tried to martial arts him, he would have slept me. No doubt in my mind, he would put me to sleep.
Man, what's your background? What did you come into?
Wrestling.
Are you a wrestler? And then what was the next martial art you learned?
Well, I jiu-jitsu, but I didn't really learn jiu-jitsu. It's more like anti-jiu-jitsu. But I think I lucked into a coach, and the gym that I first started at, they were like, "Hey man, like quit doing this and quit doing that and quit being so weird. Like be traditional." Well, then I was getting beat up by these traditional guys, and I was like, "Man, fuck, I'm not gonna do that." And then when I went to train with James in his gym, he was like, "Hey man, if you're gonna do this and all this other goofy shit, you also got to do this in order to not get beat." So I think it's just finding a good gym and a good team where you can click has been huge for me.
Yeah, what's your striking style? Is it more Muay Thai or boxing?
Man, I don't even know.
Did you take Muay Thai?
No.
You never took it?
Never did any Muay Thai, never did any boxing.
What?
Never.
You don't like stand-up?
I love it. I'll hit pads sometimes, but most of I just spar mostly.
I'm flabbergasted.
That's all. That's what my cardio is, mostly just drilling and sparring. I don't do any biking, no treadmill, no rowing.
But I never heard of a MMA fighter in this day and age. Like even back when I was just never took either Muay Thai or boxing or karate, taekwondo, any type of stand up.
You feel like the way he's talking about fighting though, that it would still be needed?
Well, I understand what he's saying because I'm a brawler. I understand that, but I wanted to learn.
You train with Oyama. You train with different kickboxers. You brought in Czech Congo.
Yeah. I wanted to learn so I could defend and do all that stuff.
I think part of it was for me is that I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to react, so I don't react the way that everybody thinks you're going to react, so that I look better than what I am. You know what I mean? Like with Kai, he was stroking me, and then I started doing this stupid.
Whoa. Hey yo.
Sorry. He was pounding me.
Hey, come on.
He was getting the better of me in the striking. Right. But as soon as I started doing like these weird hand movements and stuff and just putting something in the way.
You did the Machida to him.
Yeah. Just putting my hands in the way, it changed how he was punching at me. He stopped like punching to my hands and started trying to punch around my hands. And then he wasn't hitting me as hard anymore. So it just bought me a little bit of time.
I look at like a lot of the fighting style that you have, you're very unorthodox, and it's been able to work for you. Do you feel like being a veteran at this level and your fight game, that's not changing? Do you feel like that's what makes you so dangerous? It's hard for people to prepare for you?
Yeah, man. Like I could bring in I didn't, but I could bring in good strikers that have, hard punches and hard kicks, but he's going to have a hard time bringing in a guy that can fight like me. But I did have to change a little bit. I'm a heavy leaner. And he does those flying knees. Like he knocked my boy Juan Archuleta out with a knee. And Juan is a way better wrestler than I am, So seeing that fight had me a little bit worried. But, again, if you're going to knock me out, you gotta come get me. So instead of having him and Juan, they kept just banging into each other like two bulls. And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to fight. I don't want to be limping out of the fight, win or lose. So with this one, I just got on my bike and was going backwards. So if he's going to crash into me, he's going to crash into a car that's going backwards. So I had to change what I normally like to do in order to not get my head kicked off. And he flashed me with that head kick. I just happened to grab onto it. And when he put his foot to the ground, he took me to the ground with his foot to get the takedown. But he rocked me with a head kick and a straight two early on in the fight and broke my leg with the calf kick.
Wow.
Yeah, let's talk about this. You walked in here with Optimus Prime underneath you. What's going on with this thing?
Yeah, man, broke my fibula in the first round. I've only been leg kicked like 3 times in my whole career because I switched my stance so much. When I watched in the fight, he was moving around me and I laid my leg up on a platter for him. And
you didn't even know it was broken in the fight, huh?
I didn't know until I was talking to Joe Rogan afterwards and it started to hurt. But I wasn't positive that it was broken. I walked around for like a week before I was like, oh shit, it's not getting any better. Better go get it checked out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was the pain for that week that you was walking around on it?
The first few days, it was fine. It hurts worse now than it did then. But like I walked around for 2 weeks just hopping around thinking like, oh, it's just a sore leg. Yeah.
Better, and you didn't think to go to the doctor?
No,
I used to be like that.
Man, I didn't really want to because I've been out for so long. I thought, fuck, man, I'm going to go. And what are they going to tell me? My leg's broken. And then what? I'm going to be out for 6 or 8 weeks.
Yeah, but you got to
see the photo. Let me see the photo of your leg snapped in half.
Okay, you got that?
But you got to take care of yourself, bro. That's, this.
Especially at this age.
Yeah.
Let me see this.
So
Here's a photo. Here's a photo of the leg like
Katie?
snapped in half.
My phone's off too.
So during the fight, like the adrenaline was
Yeah, I didn't feel anything until Joe Rogan was like, oh, you can't stop bouncing around. Then I was like, oh, but I started bouncing on one foot. And that's when I was like, all right, something's not right in there.
Bro, you gotta be in the next level to continue fighting with a broken leg.
But the thing is, I saw you do the interview, like you just said with Joe Rogan, and I was watching the interview last night, and I watched the whole fight. You didn't look like it was broken.
I didn't really know until afterwards. But I had a lot of people like, oh, if your leg was broken, you wouldn't be able to walk on it. So I was like, all right, it's not broken. And then I walked around for 2 weeks.
Look at this thing. It's snapped. Literally snapped in half.
Oh.
Like, that's crazy. And look you're just chilling. You're just breathing. Joe Rogan's in your face with the mic. Nothing seems wrong. You got that nice slick back McGregor style haircut.
No, you and McGregor go to the same barber?
I got that in Chicago right before the fight. I mean, I had a crazy hair and beard right before the fight. I used to do that before when I was early on in the UFC. I would wait till they took the promo pictures and then I would try to look different. And they were like, dude, we spend money on these pictures and then you come and fight and nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Is that a marijuana leaf tattooed on your stomach?
No, it's a stupid face. I got Black Power fist on my chest and
Black Power?
That's my
How long you been black?
Well, never, but I had a friend in college that was a little bit of a tattooer and I was talking shit to him when I was drunk. And then I woke up the next morning with this tattooed on my chest. So I thought I'd gotten in a fight because my shirt was stuck to me. And I ended up with this. It's from a Rage Against the Machine poster, but it's like a rise up fist. So
And it's Black Power.
well, that's what it looks like.
Oh.
When I first got in the UFC, they asked about this and this. I got this in Mexico, drunk on a street corner.
Yeah, let's flip that over.
They were asking if they were racist. I was like, man, I don't think so. I got it in Mexico. But like, there's
what is it?
Aryan like eagles and stuff.
You do look like that, though.
I know. God damn it.
I wasn't even gonna let you.
Yeah, you wasn't gonna.
They asked me. I was like, I don't think so. I got it in Mexico. I think it's Mayan.
It is Mayan, but it definitely looks like the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah.
You gotta be
The
careful.
UFC definitely asked me. They definitely asked me.
Yeah.
But it is the Mayan for all of you watching.
Yeah.
I'm very close, and this guy's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
Look at Tim Elliott was fighting and in the crowd at the same time. That's crazy. Hey, so do you ever still get? Oh, there's your girl, Tracy Cortez.
That's not my girl.
You in love with her?
She's just my MMA crush.
Stop. You're still in love with her, heavy. Hey, do you ever? Oh, there's Polino, Alex Pierre's coach. I love Polino. Usman, Jamal Hill. Man, you had a star-studded crowd in your audience. Yeah. Chicago came out to support you. Do you ever still get nervous or butterflies going into a fight? It looks like you were so calm going into this fight.
Man, I don't know if it's nerves or what, but the walk into the cage, it's my favorite thing. Like it's. Even maybe more than fighting, that walking out there and just knowing that like fuck, I'm getting to do because man, I'm not good at anything, being a dad and fighting. So like and I get to be a dad every fucking day, but I had to go 600 days without fighting. I was like 600 days being away from my baby. So that walk, man, this walk in particular was probably, even if I would have lost, was a special one because I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the time. I got to enjoy my coaches. Even with, I've bounced around from gym to gym in this camp. I didn't have a set camp. I didn't have any set coaches. I didn't have any set training partners. I was back to like going to 3 or 4 different gyms, one for jiu-jitsu, one for boxing, one for wrestling. And it kind of like took me back to when I first started fighting. And it was, it's been working. Like it helps my mental game. Like I wasn't having to sleep on anybody's couch or anything. I had my own house, but if I was staying on people's couches, it would have really taken me back.
Did you feel any rust?
What's that?
Did you feel any ring rust?
Man, not at all. None. I felt free for the first time in 600 days. Like, cause I can't get that in sparring. Like I'm not a practice guy. Like I get beat up in practice pretty regularly. And so I think a lot of people are like, this motherfucker's in the UFC. Like, but I can only go so hard in practice. Like it's
not real.
It's fucking practice.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's not real. But there's fighters like that. They are great in the ring, but
can't put it together game night.
And or vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Like I heard John Jones is not that good at practice, but he's great, obviously.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. I heard he's pretty good at practice. I don't know. But yeah, some people are really good in practice, great in practice. But when you get them out there with the lights.
Yep. And I'm the opposite. I'm in practice like getting my ass beat by women and children. And then fight night, I can compete.
You said that twice. Sorry to cut you off. What does that mean?
I'm just little, so I go with a lot of kids and girls. And when I get tired, I'll be like, where's the women and children at? Like I need a rest. I'm pretty open about it. But I know I've always had good girls, around the gym as well. And if I don't got nobody to go with, my daughter will put on the gloves and I'll beat her up.
Oh, for real? How old is she?
She's 10.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she does MMA already?
A little bit, not too much. I like her to do a little bit so she's harder to take. But when she was real little, we used to play a game called Take, and I'd randomly just grab her and try to take her out of the house from the couch. And the rule is like you can bite and scratch and kick, and there's no rules. And like even at 7 or 8, like if you try to take my kid, you'd have your fucking hands full. Like she's not going to be easy to remove from a house if she doesn't want to be. And so that's all. I don't want her to be a fighter. It's there's easier ways to almost qualify for food stamps.
You gonna have any more kids?
No, one and done.
You one and done? You don't want a boy to maybe follow your footsteps?
I would have 10 girls.
Smart man.
I know myself. I would just end up having a bunch of girls and then being mad at them. I don't want that.
Yeah. I got a question for you before we start wrapping up here. A lot of the situation right now with how people in the media are contemplating the next fights, like we see Arman and Ilya, we're seeing Islam, JDM, we're seeing a lot of like fight news, and people are talking about the rankings. I want to list you these rankings I just pulled up. In the flyweight division, you have Tim Elliott at 10, Asu at 9, Alex Perez at 8, Manel at 7, Kai at 6, Tatsuro at 5, Amir Albazi at 4, Brandon Royval at 3, Moreno at 2, Joshua Van at 1, and Pantoja as the champion. Do you agree with these rankings?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close. I don't know how I'm 10, and even before that, I was 11. I hadn't fought in 600 days. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, how am I still in the rankings? I hadn't had a fight since Nam, yet somehow I'm still ranked. I had somebody text me like, "Oh, you moved up in the rankings," and that was after I'd set out for like a couple hundred days. I was like, "How am I going up in the rankings?" I'm not sure how they work, but I just thought they were trying to keep me in the rankings so that they could get Kai a win with a ranked opponent. That's what it seemed like to me. But I don't know the ins and outs of this game. I'm just happy to be in it.
Who does the rankings for the UFC?
Shoot, I have no fucking clue.
Is it like in-house?
I think Dana said he was getting rid of the crew that was doing it because he didn't agree with the current rankings, I think. What do you think Royval, Amir Albazi, Brandon Moreno, Joshua Van, Pantoja, what do you think needs to happen there to get shaken up a little bit?
Man, I'm not sure. I know I want that Amir Albazi fight or Kai Kara France fight. I would like either one of those guys. I got offered Charles Johnson to fight on MSG, and I said I was trying to get a MRI on my leg, and they were dragging their feet on the MRI. So I said, yes, I'll fight Charles Johnson, but I want to get an x-ray first. And then went and got my x-ray. I had a broken leg, so no, I'm not going to get that fight. But I'd never fought in New York, so I was hoping to get on that MSG card. But man, I think anything could happen in the division right now, but Pantoja is going to be a tough guy to beat. I don't see anybody beating him right away, but I know my management team is super high on Josh Van.
Really? Yeah.
They think he's going to be the champion.
Yeah, we all do. We sat down with Joshua Van. He's amazing, and I love everything he stands for. I love how he's just he's a fighter. He just wants to fight, and I love the way that like if you do this to him, means you want to fight. And I was like, no, bro. In the U.S., I feel like that just means hi. You remember that?
Hello.
All you gotta do is just put your head up.
All these motherfuckers want to fight me.
Yeah. You watch that on the podcast. It's ridiculous, dude. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Second of all, I want to say, as a veteran in the game and what you stand for, which is just being a fighter And I feel like hearing that it's kind of refreshing because a lot of the fans, me, myself, love seeing fights. And obviously we want to see the technical breakdown, but what you do is beyond amazing. And the way you're able to go in there, put your body on the line and give us a show every time, I think is amazing. Hopefully we see you a lot more active.
Yeah, hopefully. Well,
Yeah.
I'm about 8 weeks.
8 weeks and then you're back in there for a camp. I heard they want to maybe put you against Manel. You think that would be a good fight with you?
I do. Especially the big strikers. I'm a good matchup for those guys because I got a hard head, and the harder you try to take me to, or knock me out, the easier you are to take down.
Yeah.
And I saw that with Kai as soon as I landed the first takedown, everything kind of like slowed down a little bit on his strikes. He didn't commit quite as much, and it took a little bit of his danger factor away.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him go up to 35 and fight Cody Garbrandt or somebody like that.
Yeah, I just saw Bud Crawford say that Cody Garbrandt's got the best boxing in the UFC, and Cody Garbrandt has amazing boxing.
Is
Bud Crawford.
better than Ilya?
Bud Crawford thinks the best boxer in the UFC is Cody Garbrandt.
Bud Crawford said that. Do you
And I
guys
just-
agree?
I
Do you
just
guys
talked
agree?
to-
Dude, I don't know. I don't even know if I would know what good boxing is in MMA.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
you
no
never
wrong
even
way to
took
punch somebody in the face.
And you never even took it.
Before we go, I'm gonna see if Cody Garbrandt answers.
I bet he don't, because I don't know if he likes you.
Cody, why wouldn't he like me? He's gonna come out here and do a little camp here. No one knows that, and I'm not gonna put that in the podcast. But I guess
Do you have a full team that trains here?
Yeah.
This facility is
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, so we have Boucher, we have all the skaters and surfers you just saw outside, like Cole Hoshman, WSL pro surfer, Ryan Sheckler, skater legend. But then we have Bouchesha,
Just hang up,
Jansen.
quit embarrassing yourself. Hang up.
Why?
He's not going to pick up.
Why wouldn't he?
When you
pick
go
up?
to FaceTime, if they don't pick up at the 5 rings, you hang up, bro.
But Bouchesha's in town right now. He's training. He just came off his first MMA UFC debut.
Oh, no.
And then we got Jansen, who just won IBJF. We have Coach Perillo training Cheeto and Luke and Mackenzie Dern.
That's
and
in
all
the
them.
jiu-jitsu side?
Yeah. And then we have a brand new Santo Performance Studio, which is the jiu-jitsu led by Coach Bernardo and Leo Vieira. And then we have Coach Yogi with Anderson's kids, Gabe and
So you have a
Khalil.
full-on MMA team here.
Yeah. And obviously it all started with Rampage coming in and putting on for the city.
He sent him to voicemail.
But I hung up because you told me not to call him.
No, I watched everything. You got sent to voicemail.
That's so crazy that
Don't
you say that.
don't call him. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing.
Why?
You got sent to voicemail. Then you
Hey, Cody, can you answer? Because Rampage is saying you don't like me.
yeah, we know.
Well, I don't know why he's not answering.
He's probably busy, man. It's early in the morning.
Yeah. But yeah, I did see that. But I do like that. I do like what you're saying with that. So
Yeah, I think if he could get with somebody that, although Cody might wrestle fuck him, I don't know.
What?
I mean, if he's getting,
Don't
Wait,
don't make Bear excited, bro.
he might. I mean, Cody can wrestle. Cody's not just a striker.
That's not what you said,
No,
though.
I said he could wrestle fuck him. He might be able to wrestle fuck him, but that's what I would try to do. Sexually.
hello. I guess we'll end it with that.
Oh, hell
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, a veteran in the game, still going.
Thanks for the
And
watch.
the brand new JX1. And one thing I just want to do, make sure you guys go support him on Instagram. Go support everything he's doing. Support him as a fighter, as a person. Great guy. And he's put on shows for us. Make sure you guys go watch Rampage's live stream.
Shut up. Be quiet.
Yeah.
It's going to be
What's
crazy.
What's your Instagram?
Awkward_MMA.
I love that. And then I heard you're doing a live debate on Instagram next Friday. Is that true?
That's not true.
You're not doing a live Instagram debate against a few MMA analysts
No.
on YouTube?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I was just throwing that out there because maybe it was true. You know what I'm saying? But you do look jacked, brother. So I'm glad you're eating meat. I'm glad you're looking good. And I'm just happy you're back in the gym because you look like you're ready to kill somebody in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like in the cage.
That's just not me.
You got to clarify these days.
Yeah, you got to say because you don't want misinformation to spread. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
that's
Tim?
true.
Yeah, misinformation is easy.
Make sure you
to
guys
spread.
go check out the brand new Jaxxon podcast Discord and our new JX2 watch that we just dropped on Jaxxon.com. One of the best selling watches of summer. I'm Bear Degidio, Rampage Jaxxon, my co-host, and Tim Elliott, ladies and gentlemen. We're out.